How Nemo got his groove back will not be seen this evening, so we may bring you this long, extended TikTok.
Hey everybody, welcome to the program. This week I'm talking to Jenn Nangle. She's got all sorts of cool stuff coming up. We talk about everything. We do a deep dive into what got her into acting and all sorts of other fun stuff. So, hang out, stick around. It's a fun episode. So give it a watch, give it a listen, give it a like, give it all that stuff. And support her Indiegogo for her new film, Body Count. And let's get into the show.
This is the Ron Pertee Show.
So it has been a long time, ma'am.
Long time.
Last time I saw your face like this, I was making you cry.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah,
It's been over a year.
Over a year. I mean,
I'm also like 10
on the text
10
thing.
pounds. Yeah, and I'm 10 pounds lighter too.
Hey, congratulations!
Thank you.
Did you start eating more dairy and it just pushed everything out, or
1,000? No, I've been running. I've been running the stress away, running my life away, running.
Don't we all just run? Our entire lives are just running. Running. Yeah. It's like that. You've got something big coming up that we'll talk about in just a little bit. But I wanted to. I've known you for a while now, and I just want to get to know the real Jenn, because there's the Jenn that everybody sees on Facebook and on Instagram, the one who is like Happy Terror Tuesday, and I'll be honest with you, I never if I see the post and nobody's liked it, I always wait for somebody else to like it first.
Why? You don't want to be the number one stalker?
I don't want to be thank you. I don't want to look like a creep. I don't want to look like I'm just waiting for her post. Click like. I don't want to be like that.
It's all good.
I mean, you're going to get my like. You gotta earn it a little bit.
I gotta earn it. Okay, I gotta wait it out. Okay,
exactly.
Right. I'm okay with that. Right, that's cool.
Right.
You make me. Everybody makes me work for everything, so why not this too? Yes.
There you go. Now you're not originally from LA.
No.
You come from the Eastern Coast.
I do, from a small town north of Boston called Danvers. Yes.
Yeah. Ooh, I think I've heard of Danvers. I don't know much about it, but I know.
Well, it used to be Old Salem Village, with the Salem witch trials and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
is that where Malvolia kind of came from? You kind of like the Salem witch trials. You kind of co-opted your heritage.
I actually didn't know, but that's always been in my blood. That's always been a part of me and my family. I mean, until I was 6, I grew up in a haunted house. 2 full body apparitions were seen in that house. So spooky, horror, creepy, evilness has always been around me. So maybe she's rooted in there somewhere, but not
right. No, well, I mean, I just watched Ghostbusters Afterlife again today, so I was kind of like, I totally get that with the people living in the house, like playing chess with your grandkids. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen Ghostbusters Afterlife, what's wrong with you? That's it. We're stopping. We're gonna watch this.
End of interview.
No.
Done. Okay.
So, was acting something you always wanted to do growing up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went and saw a stage play of The Sound of Music with some family friends, and they were younger than me, and they were hitting their marks and singing songs and doing their little dance routines, and I thought that was the coolest thing. They were telling stories, live stories through their bodies and movement and voice, and I just thought that was so cool. So since I was 10. Yes, that's all I've ever wanted to do. Now I'm only, 28, so it hasn't been that long.
Right, exactly.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah. But ever since I was 10, I wanted to act.
now, did you start writing as a way to because how do I word this gingerly without coming off like a dick? When you moved to LA, did you find it difficult to get roles?
Hell yes.
And what do you think kept you from getting roles? The oversaturation of the market when it comes to actresses? Was it something about you? What do you think it was?
I think it was a whole mixture of a whole bunch of stuff. Number one, I don't know anyone big here. I don't know anybody famous.
When you say big, you mean when you say big, like you mean like a celebrity type big?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I don't
know any fat people in LA. No, so I mean that's why I didn't make it.
No, that's not no, that's not at all what I meant. No, I meant I don't know anybody famous in with the industry. I mean, if you've noticed, a lot of celebrity children have it a little bit easier. They're able to kind of get those connections and get in there. And
yeah, but they also have ridiculous names.
True. I mean, I was willing to change my name to like Sky or
North
Cloud.
By. I always makes me wonder if Northwest, the kid Northwest, if their middle name is By
North by West.
Or no, By North, like their name is North by Northwest. Yeah. And they're already a direction.
That's true. I don't have a career. I know I got stuck with the most common 80s name, Jennifer, but yeah.
You really did.
Thanks.
So you started writing stuff to like get yourself out there and kind of produce your own stuff and be like, hey, look at me.
Yeah, I mean, I came out here and I studied the Meisner technique, the Meisner acting technique for 2 years. So I didn't really, I mean, in class, we had to create our own, scenes, our own little scenarios. I mean, you work really freaking hard when you're in Meisner. And then when I left, when I graduated and started going out into the real world, I was going out a lot for commercials. I booked a commercial agent, was doing a lot of commercials. And you walk into that room and there is a sea full of thousands and thousands of brunettes who look exactly like you. And when you go into these commercial
auditions, they call it a cattle
auditions,
call, I guess.
1000%. And when you go into these auditions, you probably have about 0.5 seconds to make an impression, because the girl next to you and the girl next to you, they look exactly the same as you and they're going to try just as hard. So, I mean, it was really hard. And like, I love acting. I live to act. That is my number one passion in life. And so I started writing so I could act, so I could.
Time to start going to those cattle calls with no shirt on at all.
Is that the secret? Nobody.
I would.
That. I mean,
if you want to stand out, I'll do it. I'll walk in there without a shirt on.
I don't think that's like.
And I'll be sure to walk in to an audition with all females without my shirt on, and they'll all look at me like, "Wow, he's got bigger boobs than we do."
Boom! You're in.
Exactly.
In it to win it.
And then I get that bra commercial.
Not fair.
And then I get that bra. No,
we're all open. You can do whatever you want to do in this job.
I really don't think that I'd be able to beat you in that competition. So don't worry about it. You've got that one locked up, darling.
I don't know. They've gotten a little smaller, so.
Well, if you keep running like that, it's like the Sir Mix-a-Lot song. But anyway, exactly. Yes. I love how white we get, but
we were raising the roof earlier.
Yes, we were raising the roof earlier because we are cracker personified. Saltines get jealous of how white we are. When now you got the bug early, were your parents supportive? I mean, like, what kind of a house did you come from? I know you came from a haunted house, apparently.
Yeah.
But were your parents supportive?
Yeah, I'm an only child, so I pretty much.
They kind of had to be.
Could do whatever I wanted to do. Exactly. Yeah. The focus was all on me. So, I pretty much told my mother I wanted to audition for anything and everything. And she allowed me to do that. At one point, my freshman year of high school, I was doing like 4 plays at once. It was insanity.
The hell was school.
And I was going to school. I hated school. I never wanted to go to school, but I was going to school. Yeah. So I did everything and anything to do it.
Yeah, that's so was your dad involved with that at all, or was it a lot like your mom being kind of like a stage mom type of thing?
My mom wasn't like crazy stage mom, but she was in it. My dad was very supportive from the sidelines.
He was like, way to go, daughter.
He'd show up to all my plays. He'd sit there. He enjoyed the performances. He's a big fan now because he's a huge horror fan. So he just loves that. I kind of maneuvered into horror hosting. Yeah.
You kind of maneuvered into Elvira territory.
Exactly.
In a weird way.
Exactly.
But you aren't going for the humor part. I mean, you have like the really dark stuff,
Yeah.
but
I want to be dark.
You're not like slapsticky.
No, not Valley Girlish. I call her kind of like Valley Girlish. And I don't feel like that's an insult, but I feel like that's kind of what she is, like giggly and fun. Yeah, I'm deep and I'm dark.
Nothing wrong with that at all. No, that doesn't. Yeah, you get all the fucking weirdos clicking that like button on Facebook when you're deep and dark. Like, yeah, the guys that dig you are totally mentally regular people.
I mean, I have a few that are kind of normal, but everybody else is special in their own way.
Special. Yeah, okay. All right. Well. That's the most delicate way of calling people a fucking psychopath, but that's all right. That's okay.
Nobody's followed me home yet, so I'm okay.
Yeah,
I haven't wound up in anybody's basement yet, so I'm okay.
At what point when you were back in Danvers, or was it Danvers? Danvers or Danvers?
Yeah,
Danvers.
Danvers.
Okay, like Carol Danvers, Miss Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
see?
exactly. Yeah.
Always comes back to comic books.
Always.
Did you at what point did you decide that, like, being on the East Coast wasn't going to cut it? Because I know there's Broadway, off Broadway in New York, and you would have been able to stay closer to home. I mean, like, what was high school like for you? Was that part of the reason why you kind of was like, I'm going the other side of the country?
Well, I went to college, at a small college called Niagara University in Western New York, right near Niagara Falls. So that's about.
So when you failed, you could just jump into the falls.
Yeah, you just run away and jump. Yeah, easy peasy.
Hand me that barrel.
Or if you need to hide, you can go over to the Canadian border. You can just bypass over there. It's very close, So I went there. So I went 8 hours away. I wanted to get away and just kind of be on my own and kind of focus on what I wanted to do. And then the goal was to go to New York and try and do Broadway for sure. But a little incident called 9/11 happened while I was in college. And I stayed in the area to do Shakespeare in the Park that summer. And a lot of those New York actors were coming home because of that situation and because there really wasn't a lot of opportunity, which I'm sure is happening now with the whole pandemic. And so I was like, okay, maybe New York is not a place for me. I had a couple of friends from college move out to LA right away. And I was like, maybe I'll go and do that. So while I was moving out there, they were all moving home, but I stayed. So
yeah, that's the thing is, you'd think that if I was an actor and I looked at my hometown being bombarded by planes hitting buildings, I would not be coming home.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make much sense to me. But I mean,
well, we were in Western New York, so we were away from the city, but it wasn't, it wasn't close to, like, there wasn't a lot of acting going on. There was some acting, but not a lot. So
right.
Yeah.
I guess Shakespeare in the Park is kind of a target.
It was a big thing.
No, I know it's a big thing, but I'm just saying it's kind of a target too. If something like that was supposed to happen. Not that I'm trying to scare anybody who does Shakespeare in the Park that something bad's going to happen to you.
Here we go.
Yeah, and then I'm just waiting to hear for soon. What's your favorite Shakespeare play?
That's a good question. I have not visited Mr. William.
You probably haven't been asked that on an interview in ever.
I haven't, actually. I really enjoy Julius Caesar.
Okay.
I played Portia.
Okay.
When we did the stage production. I mean, of course, everybody loves Romeo and Juliet.
And you played Romeo, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, we didn't have that when I was in school. We didn't do that show. And then the Scottish play,
I was going to ask you if you subscribe to that whole thing, because I know some actors are like, that's bullshit.
No,
that's bullshit.
And in fact, since I perform in this area in my home, I will call it the Scottish play. Yeah, I don't want to curse anything.
See, I love Hamlet, but it seems to almost be too cliche to bring it up.
Yeah.
You're a Hamlet fan because everybody tries to rip off Hamlet. Like The Lion King is essentially Hamlet. Sons of Anarchy is Hamlet on motorcycles.
Yeah.
But people that don't know Shakespeare don't know that. And it's hard to convince them that this was written back in the 1400s, and it's not new. I love you, Kurt Sutter. I do. I look up to you. You're one of my writing heroes, but you ripped off Shakespeare. Let's be just real honest. You know, I love him. Don't get me wrong. I try to rip off the best. Like, it's no secret that you're looking for short stories from people or short scripts from people to shoot stuff. Yeah. And for whatever it's worth, you wanted me to write something. And I told you what I'm going through right now, so it's a little difficult.
Totally understandable.
But the minute you told me, I started writing something, and I got 2 pages in, and I'm like, this is exactly what I did 10 years ago with this other thing. So with Heather Dorff and Kelsey Zakowski, can't do that.
Got you.
Can't do that. So okay. I'm kind of, but yeah. I mean, and did you ever want to be in film and TV? Because you talk a lot about theater, like, you know, Shakespeare in the Park and 4 plays at once. I mean, was TV, or did you just want to be like a stage performer?
I didn't really have a lot of television opportunities when I was growing up in Massachusetts. So theater was the only thing that I could really do. Mm-hmm. I really, really wanted to audition for the Mickey Mouse Club, but my mom wouldn't let me. Like, for 3 seasons, I was
you could have been a teen star.
I could have been hanging out with Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake. Hey.
Yep, you could have shaved your head, and then you'd be
have a mental breakdown. Yeah,
and had a mental breakdown, and had a gay porn star make a video about you, and then after, you know, all the stuff with your dad goes away, you just start posting bikini videos on Instagram. Not that I've seen any of them.
And her twirling. Yeah. Not at all. No,
not at all.
Not even like one. No.
What was her reasoning for not letting you try out for the Mickey Mouse Club?
She was afraid that if I did book it, we'd have to like relocate our lives, and they were very settled where we were. But my uncle was an actor for a long time in New York, and she was afraid of the life. You know, she was afraid of the constant rejection. You know, a lot of downers, a lot of sadness. I mean, this is one of the toughest businesses ever, and that's all you do face is rejection. And so I don't think she wanted me to go through it. But when you
first, so when you mentioned rejection, when you first started like going out for TV and movies and stuff, I'm assuming there was a lot of rejection right away.
Oh, I constantly get rejection to this day.
How did you like first? Because you mentioned you were doing 4 plays at once.
Yeah.
So I mean, and for me, I think when I think of theater acting, I think that they focus more on the performance when it comes to theater acting. So you've got what it takes. That's not the issue. Mm-hmm. But apparently these people it almost seems like TV and movie people are judging people on looks more than talent.
Not only that too, but like I tried about like a year ago to try and hook up with somebody to get representation. And he said that he wouldn't help me out because I didn't have any TV credits. And I was like, okay. And this has been an ongoing cycle ever since I moved to the city. How am I supposed to get TV credits without somebody that can help represent me? Because it's really difficult to do it on your own and get the attention of casting directors and get those breakdowns and everything like that. So how am I supposed to do that without somebody helping me?
It's like it's a catch-20. The whole business is a huge catch-22, because I was looking for a literary agent, and they're like, you can't do anything until you're like actually published. And you can't get published without a literary agent or even a writing agent, period.
Yeah.
And I guess they don't look at spec scripts anymore, from what I gather.
Oh, okay. I didn't
so
know
that's
that.
like, well, there goes my Mad About You spec script. I'm kidding, because I fucking hate Mad About You.
Oh.
Yeah. Screw you, Paul Reiser. But like, I mean, what did you do to like recover from that early rejection? Because I mean, at this point, if you say you still get rejected to this day, you've got to have some kind of thing in place where in your brain where you're kind of like telling yourself, okay, I can handle this. But early on, I assuming you had to like build up that callus almost.
Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, I kind of expected it. You know, I was a newbie on the block. I was still learning things and, you know, learning how everything worked. So I expected to be rejected. I was just even happy to audition, you know. I mean, even to this day, that I'm very happy to audition. I'm happy to be given the opportunity to showcase my talent to people. Absolutely. But then after a couple of years and you're still not booking, it's like, yo, what is going on? And then, you start, I mean, I cry a lot. I used to cry a ton. I would just cry all the time. And then I was like, this isn't healthy. You know, and I think over the years I have gotten a lot stronger. Things kind of bounce off now. And I learned that sometimes not getting what you want is a blessing in disguise.
Right.
And also that's probably not my path. You know, that's not where I should be going. I feel like, you know, if an opportunity is truly my own, it's going to happen. And if it's not, then that's just not meant for me.
Was
So-
there anything that you auditioned for that the fine people watching and or listening would know that you didn't book?
Oh, I auditioned. I was so freaking excited for this too. I auditioned for it was like a commercial or something. I don't know what kind of commercial, like a spec commercial or something for CW, for the Arrow. And it's when the part was this girl walks into an elevator and the Arrow and the Flash are in the elevator with her, and she says something, a line or something. And then she gets out realizing who she was in the elevator with or something. It was something along those lines.
Uh-huh.
I did not book that.
Well, what the fuck? I mean, did they not book you because they were afraid Grant Gustin and Stephen Amell would be like, damn, what's up, girl?
If only. If only.
If they looked at each other and they kind of thought to each other, Eiffel Tower.
I don't know. Who knows? But yeah.
Things would be way different because I'd be pregnant with their babies. No,
yeah.
there's some instant cash. But I mean, that's kind of bullshit. I mean, did they tell you why? They don't ever tell you why. They're just like, no, you didn't get it.
No. And I believe when my boyfriend and I were watching it, I remember looking at the girl and being like, oh, I'm so not like her at all. I think she had like these really big glasses. I think she had blonde hair. And I was like, oh yeah, she was a lot more like goofier and outgoing. And I was a little bit more serious in the audition.
Like almost nerdy-ish? Like nerd chic that they're going for now?
I think it was nerd chic. Yeah. Yeah. If I can remember correctly, watch all the, like a bunch of people watching this are going to be like, no, it wasn't. It was like this. But...
I was the one in the commercial and I had their babies.
Right. Yeah.
No, see, and I think that's a lot of that comes back to people being judged on their looks, which I think is bullshit at the end of the day. But was that even harder though, knowing that sometimes it wasn't about your performance at all? Because I know if somebody doesn't like this show, they just tune it out. Right. But no one has said to me, I don't like this show because you're fat from Wisconsin. Oh! No, nobody has yet. But I'm waiting for that comment now. Thank you, jackass. It'll show up now. It'll show up.
Right now, it's pinging. Right now,
it's pinging. Yep, and I'm gonna pin it. I'm gonna pin it right underneath the video. But no, I mean, what is that? I mean, that's got to be a little bit harder to digest, isn't it?
It's just the business. Unfortunately,
isn't that horrible though?
It is what it is. You know, you got to look at it like that. It is what it is. You have no control over it. It is what it is.
Right. No, I hear you. Now, being in this kind of work, you have to have a day job, obviously. So your life is torn in both directions. And we're not going to get into your day job because that's your day job.
Okay.
I already know what it is, but nobody else needs to know what it is. You're pulled a lot. There's auditions, there's shoots, there's all sorts of stuff. Plus there's there's modeling with, Brooklyn. I forget her last name.
Brooklyn Ewing.
Yes. Yeah. Great shots, by the way.
We got another one coming up this year too. So
hot damn. But all I gotta say, folks, is we haven't seen them. Buckwheat say "Otay."
Thanks, man.
Just being honest. That's the one. That's one thing you get from this show. I'm very honest.
I appreciate it.
Hey, no, that's fine. No. But I mean, but with all that, I mean, is it hard? And when you first moved to LA, did you have somebody like your boyfriend come with you? Did you meet somebody out here who's in the business, or how does a relationship even function with all that time being like split?
So the man I moved out with, he and I are no longer together. It's a new guy.
His loss.
Well, I kind of broke up with him. It just wasn't working. But he ended up moving back home, and I was on my own for a couple of years. And then I met somebody that's like, he's in the video game world, so it's kind of similar to what I go through. So it's understandable if I'm not around or if I'm around a lot. Yeah,
because he's just talking to e-girls instead.
Better not be.
I like how you looked over there, and we were like, "Is he? Is he?
Is he?
So, like, is he like a streamer on Twitch, or is he more of a?
Oh no, behind the scenes. He's
so he's like a game
artist.
developer type person.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he makes the environments. Yeah.
He makes. Well, can he do something about the one we're living in currently? Because today was 50 degrees in February in Wisconsin. That's not right.
Not here.
What was it there today?
Oh God, I don't even know. I stayed like on my couch all day because I was exhausted from last night.
I worked all day and I was on my couch all day.
Okay, I'm glad we were similar.
Yes.
It got. It says that it's 54 now, but it's supposed to be 69 tomorrow.
Hey, I don't know. I don't get that joke, but that's okay. We'll laugh. Yeah, right.
But it was 77 yesterday. It was nice and toasty while we were shooting yesterday.
And when you were shooting the movie that you're raising funds for now, or
unfortunately, no. I was shooting another project. I'm part of Amityville Apartments, and okay, moving on because I'm also hosting it too. So moving on.
Okay, no, I gotta ask: is Amityville just like in public domain that anybody can use it?
Yeah, from what I understand, yeah.
So everybody thinks that Amityville is just because of the name, it's horror.
Well, yeah. Are we talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre being kind of like the same thing now? Yeah.
Do not get me started on Texas Chainsaw Massacre because I watched the new one.
Same.
And I posted a 1-line review on Facebook, and because I know Facebook will block you if you curse now. And my actual review, since it's my show, I can say what the hell I want.
Yes.
My actual review of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 is, well, fuck. That's my actual review. My toned down review was, this is the worst film in the franchise.
Oh, you think so?
I think it's a fucking abysmal.
Oh hell no! I recently did the Texas.
I was there. I saw it.
Oh yeah. Oh no! I think this is far better than what was it? Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3? 4?
Okay, while I didn't. Well, okay, 4 was trying something different, and I'm big on people trying something different. And it was directed by the guy who wrote the first movie, so he understood what Leatherface is. Okay. I'm big on that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. And when I watched the first one, and everybody's like, oh, I love the brutality in this one. Go back and watch the original.
Oh, the original's heinous.
There's nothing. There's no brutality at all.
In the first one?
They don't show anything.
Oh, well, they don't show it, but you can feel.
And that makes it worse, though.
Yeah, it's mentally. It's like
exactly. And that's what I think is lost in a lot of film now is theater of the mind is gone because we're in the TikTok generation and everything's got to be upfront and in your face.
Oh, the TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look at me. I'm holding up words. I'm clever.
I hate trying to make content for the TikTok world.
But you have awful. A TikTok, don't you?
I do. I have one video up. One.
Is it you or is it Malvolia?
It's Malvolia. It's not me.
I figured.
Because I'm not going to be like.
But Malvolia is all about it.
Ugh.
I know. I have a TikTok, but my stuff is more like I'll just rant for a minute.
And,
that kind of thing. I won't be like, hey, fuck you. No.
I'm like, how is this a video?
It's not. It's not. And when I see that, that's not content. That's just filler.
How is mimicking what somebody said in a movie, saying you lip syncing it like creative content? I don't get it.
It's not creative content. By the way, this episode is brought to you by TikTok. It's not content. But when it comes to the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre, okay, they never mention the cook. They never mention either of his brothers. They never mention Grandpa. Okay.
True. Yeah.
Who is in a good hunk of the films.
Yep.
Okay. The only real true sequel to the very first one. Now, I'm not discounting part 2 because part 2 was fun and it was Toby Hooper. It was fun. That's all it was. I don't look at it. I don't take it seriously at all.
I mean, you can't really. Yeah.
No, Dennis Hopper with a couple of, no, you can't. But the only true sequel is Texas Chainsaw 3D, because they actually have something that connects from the first movie into the film. And I will say this again. I've said it already, but I will say it again. Do Your Thing, Cuz is Shakespearean in comparison to Try Anything and You're Canceled, bro. And Leatherface is special needs, obviously.
Yeah.
And he was not special needs in this movie.
No,
at all.
You didn't get a little bit of it?
No, that was and the shit that got done to him and he survived?
True.
No way. They're turning him into Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Michael even turned into Jason in these new movies. Everyone wants to be Jason Voorhees, and that's why he's the best, America.
Agreed.
And that's why he's the best. Thank you very much. No one will stop Mrs. Voorhees' baby boy, even though we haven't had a Friday the 13th movie in like 13 years. Fucking lawsuit.
Yeah, but I heard that's like done or something.
Apparently, it's weird. It's weird now because Victor Miller won, so he owns the script to the first picture. And Sean Cunningham owns the Hockey Masked Killer. But the Hockey Masked Killer can't be called Jason Voorhees.
Of course not.
Because Jason Voorhees was established in the first film.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's real fucked up. And now there's people who are, since the Friday the 13th game got shut down because of the lawsuit, there's people who are clamoring now that it's back, or that everything should be okay, that he shows up in Dead by Daylight, which would be great because they have a Wish version of Jason going around in that game right now called The Trapper. I play him all the time because he's Jason, but let's be real honest. He's the Jason you get when you order from wish.com.
Oh no.
But yeah, so it's this is taking a very weird turn. You bring up Texas Chainsaw 2022 and I just lose my fucking mind. See what you did?
A lot of people are. Sorry.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, it's there's no like, it was okay. It's either you loved it or you fucking hate it.
I actually thought it was okay.
So you're the only person. You contrarian, you.
I totally agree with Brooklyn Ewing. She said something, and I'm not going to quote her. But she said something along the lines of like the characters were cool, the atmosphere was absolutely gorgeous, the cinematography was brilliant,
but the story was shit.
And that's how we'll leave it like that. Yeah.
Well, the thing for me is the characters were so flat, and I didn't give a shit about any of them, and I don't remember any of their names.
I don't remember any of their names either.
I remember most of the names from the original, though.
Of course, yeah.
You know, and bringing Sally back to be Laurie Strode, only to have happen what happened.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, I've been waiting for all this time to kill this 70-year-old with a chainsaw. Can we talk about that for a second? I mean, he should be 70.
Woo.
You know what I mean?
He's not brittle and breaking bones as he's
exactly. How he's not like, where's my serial killer AARP card?
Yeah, touche.
You know, and who takes in somebody who had just murdered 5 people into their orphanage? If you think about it. See?
Was she not like a relative of him or something?
No, they never established that.
Oh, I guess I just assumed.
You never know who she is.
Yeah.
Well, you know, so it's like
Ma.
Well, no, I'm
Ma, right?
pretty sure Ma was dead. Maybe I don't know. Who knows?
She's not in the first one.
Nope.
Right?
There's no dad either. It's Grandpa, and then Grandma's up there. But then it's the cook and the hitchhiker and Bubba, and that's it. Because the other brother who we meet in part 2 was in Vietnam. Right. Chop Top. Yeah. Expertly played by Bill Moseley.
Yes.
You know, get her, you dog, Nick. But anyway, we were talking about you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Let's go back to me
yes.
then.
So, I can only imagine the comments. Oh, Texas Chainsaw 2022 is great. Oh, fuck, whatever. Fuck off. Why I have a show and you don't. So you, boy, you are. I don't want to say that you're exploiting the fact that you're curvy because Malvolia is talented, but you're definitely not hiding the fact when you play the character. Do you actively go out of your way to use that sex appeal to draw in people?
I did at first,
Mhm.
and I actually didn't ever think that it was going to be appreciated the way that it is. I thought, I was probably going to be called fat or copycat or, just a lot of. I just thought I was going to get a lot of negativity with this, and I actually was welcomed with a lot of open arms of being so confident and so fierce and so evil and vicious.
Did you get any backlash at all about it, though? Like, has there been any kind of negative comments, or has it been entirely positive?
As Malvolia, it's
Yeah.
been entirely positive. As Jennifer Nangle, just recently, I've been getting some backlash, which I thought was pretty interesting.
What were you getting backlash for?
I went to a red carpet a couple months ago, and some guy put a pig face on on a couple of my photos.
What?
So, yeah, I was like, what is it's somebody who I don't remember who it was, but somebody on Facebook was really sweet in a weird way and said that he wanted to pork me. But I felt like he was calling me a pig, and you should have seen him. So
whatever happened to just saying, I find her attractive and would like to spend time in bed with her.
No idea. Whatever happened to that? That's long.
I don't know. See, for me, I'm a big film fan all around. Like I got the Friday the 13th poster and I got the Toxic Avenger poster, but Citizen Kane is one of my favorite films. So I have a broad spectrum. And when I see somebody with your body type, I think old Hollywood. I think of like the Marilyn Monroe type stuff. I don't see that in a negative way. I see it in a very, very positive way. So now you have to sleep with a baseball player and the president of the United States.
Okay.
Oh, Uncle Joe, take your blue chew. But I mean, and I see that and I see Malvolia, despite the interaction that she and I had on the show a long time ago. And finding out that she liked it raw.
You had to bring that up.
I did. Because I think deep down that was Jenn coming out. But
Sorry,
I think
Mom.
that Malvolia really reminds me of like an old Hollywood, not so much Elvira, but more like if you took the Elvira body type and you made it like Vampira. Because you know what I mean? It's like you mix the two.
That was the goal. It was actually Morticia Addams and Vampira, and mixing those two together. Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
See, that's what I like, stuff like that. But I can understand why people today are like, no, we can't. I'm going to put a pig head on it because you're on a pork. Fucking, what is wrong with people? I still
think he was calling me a pig, but
I'm addressing the man who put the pig head on her picture right now. You fucking incel. Why don't you go back to your mom's basement and fill up a sock?
Oh.
To pictures of actual pigs. There. I said it. I said it, and I might cut it out before I post it. But probably a good idea. But no, that's the way I see things. And I mean, it's I am very happy for your success, Malvolia.
Thank you.
Now this new project, Bloodlust, is that what it's called?
Body count,
Bloodlust, same thing. People die, blood everywhere. Boom.
It's gonna be a lot of bloodshed. Yeah.
Yes. Now you're doing an Indiegogo for that.
Yes, I am currently.
Well, I just want to promote this before we keep going, before I forget.
Oh, okay.
What is there a short link for it, or is it just like, can they just go to Indiegogo and search body count movie?
Yeah, or Malvolia's body count. IGG. I can look it up, but it's the short link is Malvolia's body count.
Okay, so just go and look for Malvolia's body count. I only asked for a shorter link, like audio, because for the people who are just listening, here I can, with the video part of it, I can put something underneath it for them to click on. But
I'll send it to you, and you can just right there. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So there, we've promoted the stuff that you're doing right now. Now, is that just Malvolia hosting it, or are you in it the whole way, or?
Yeah, I'm going to be in it as well. Pretty much Malvolia gets arrested for a crime. And as she's being interrogated, she brings up other 5 tales of crime. And there are little puzzle pieces in them, and you see whether the detective gets it or he doesn't.
So you wrote this?
Yes. Well, I wrote one of the pieces, and I wrote the wraparound story. Eric Larson, he wrote Holly Hatchet, and then Hunter Johnson is writing a piece. Charles Chudabalo is writing a piece, and I'm waiting on Ron if he's going to write a piece.
Are you serious? That's what you were going to use it for?
Yeah, I was going to use this for this. Or we
Sweet. Why didn't you tell me? I would have pushed through. God damn, woman.
Or I have season 6 of Malvolia coming up too, so we can use it for either or.
No, when do you? We'll talk off the air. But
okay.
Yes. No. God damn. I wish people tell me these things. You're just like, I'm just looking for this thing, you know. Damn. But so. You mentioned Malvolia gets arrested. I immediately went to like Caged Heat.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that would be like Malvolia is like taking a shower with other inmates.
No, I'm not. I'm in the interrogation room. Not. We ain't getting.
Have you ever?
kinky.
No. And this isn't. I'm not trying to be porkhead guy, but did you ever like get offered roles where they wanted nudity and you had to turn them down? Or is that something that you're comfortable with doing?
No, I'm absolutely not comfortable doing it. I was offered one role. It was a werewolf role, and I understood as to why she would. The director, it was a female director, so I'm like, if I did accept it, I would have felt completely comfortable. It was going to be very artistically done.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I was like, no, I can't. I just me personally, that's not. I give props to female actresses and male actresses, male actors,
male actresses,
male actors and female actresses that do it.
It is the 21st century, so
I mean, anything's possible, right?
Right.
But I commend them because my fear is that once you do it, that's all you're going to be asked to do.
Were you worried about any kind of reprisal from like the boyfriend or your parents or anything, or is it just that you would be typecast?
Definitely my parents and my friend family, and definitely feeling typecasted. Yeah, for sure.
Which one's worse though for you in your head? Is it the typecasting or is it the familial kind of?
I don't ever want to make something that my dad can't watch. That would be my thing. Like,
well, yeah. I mean, he helped make what he'd be watching, so.
Yeah, but that's weird, right? Like,
yeah, no.
Like, have you ever watched like sex scenes, with your parents? Like, that's
no. I was lucky. My mom and dad got divorced when I was 6 months old. Things got way worse for me. I had to watch them with my grandparents when my mom was at work. But my grandmother, rest her soul, would, whenever something would be coming up, because like, let's say my mom was going to show up in 10 minutes. They're not going to wake me up and have me leave with her, like that. So I'm up. And let's say they're watching, for whatever reason, my grandparents are watching 9.5 Weeks, let's just say, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Whenever something would happen, my grandmother would cover my eyes.
Oh, okay.
So I wouldn't see it. I'm not like sitting there watching, High Season with Jacqueline Bisset in a lesbian scene with a family member, hey, Grandpa, check out the boobs on her, but it was never like that. No.
Well, I made the mistake of renting Brokeback Mountain with my boyfriend at the time and my mom. My mom was in town. So was it Brokeback Mountain? No, it's not Brokeback Mountain. Because
that doesn't get very graphic, does it? It's mainly
that's the one with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
No, the one with Nicole Kidman and Something in the Mountains.
Cold Mountain.
Cold Mountain?
Yeah. I think so.
She's got like a gnarly sex scene in that. I remember. I fell asleep. So my boyfriend and my mom were watching this movie and I was asleep on the couch. And that was an awkward conversation afterwards. So.
I wonder if I have to watch this now because I wonder if Nicole Kidman went full period on this and was like, did she show full frontal? I
mean, doesn't she usually, no matter when she does it?
No, because I'm wondering if like she went full period piece because this is obviously takes place and she's like got Don King in a headlock, but
Probably.
Maybe, who knows? I mean, if she's going to be a true actress and train with the place that you trained, I can't pronounce the name.
Oh, Meisner.
Yeah, the Meisner. There's another one too. There's not just Meisner. There's another one, isn't there?
Adler,
Like Sally something or whatever, or
Stella Adler.
Stella Adler. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is that more stage?
No, she's method.
Okay.
There's another one too. I just can't think it off the top of my head right now.
See,
but yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
I
just didn't remember. See,
we had a whole conversation about Shakespeare. I know you know what you're talking about.
I know Stella Adler and Meisner. I don't know the third one either because I'm not an actor. Because who would hire all this mess? But
stop it.
Hey, you know what? I would be the Kevin Smith character in that Die Hard movie who plays the fat computer guy.
Raise the roof.
But then I would have to keep talking about my heart attack and never stop and make that my career. But
there you go.
Yeah, well, that I'm full of hurt today, but no, it's fine. Yeah, just a little that fake crocodile tear. I love it.
I thought we were supposed to have fun.
We're having fun.
No,
we're having a blast.
I'm teasing.
I know. So when do you start shooting Malvolio season 6?
That won't be until like August.
In August, okay.
Yeah.
Now, how can people get you their short films in the meantime so you can get a nice little stockpile?
If you want to, yes, look at you, Ron, thinking. I got to give you producer credit for that. Boom.
I'll take it.
Send me your links, downloadable links to queenscreamproductions@gmail.com. And let's get some short films that I can host for sure.
See, she knows what she's on about. It's all about that horror. All about that horror. About that horror. I'm whatever her face, Megan Trainor, but
all screams all about the horror.
Yes, exactly. It's I don't know, I just I find it odd that someone with your talent hasn't been more successful, because I want to think that they're going more towards content, especially with indie films, than they are with the majors, because a lot of the majors are all like, let's just do everything in CGI.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just because somebody like a Marvel casts something well, doesn't mean that the people who are in it are amazing actors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they don't always make the right decisions in public, Brie Larson. That's right. I'm looking right at you. You're not watching this and you'll never hear about it, but I mean, come on. You're in a movie like that. You just got to let what people say go. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where you just kind of okay, idiots are talking. I'm just going to tune them out.
I think sometimes that's kind of hard, especially when you've heard it maybe your whole career, or you've heard things like that, or it triggers something inside you and you're sick of taking stuff and you need to stand up for yourself. Right.
No, I hear you. But there's two sides to that same coin. You know what I mean?
Truth,
so, I mean, and both are. Now, have you gotten something that you've been told your entire career that you just kind of have a hard time shaking?
That's a good question.
I'm full of them today, darling.
I know, clearly. For a long time, I'm that type of person that's like, all right, if you're going to say that about me, I'm going to go out and prove you wrong. For a long time, it was always like, you can only play the best friend. You're only the good girl. And you're always so nice and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, all right, I'll show you.
They obviously don't know Jenn.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah. So I created Malvolio. And then since I've created Malvolio, now I was like, oh, you can't play the good girl. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't play the victim. And then I made that night. So I'm playing the victim, I'm playing the terrorized character, I'm playing the evil queen, I'm playing the malicious woman. And
you're playing the sad sister whose mother just died.
Yeah. I'm also playing this dying sister in this short film called Drift that I hope is coming out very soon. I mean, I can do anything and everything, and everybody's just like this. They're just so like.
Well, let me ask you this. You say you can do anything and everything. I mean, horror obviously has been where you've cut your teeth. What is a genre that you really, really, really want to do, but you haven't had a chance to?
Oh, I'd love to do comedy.
I was hoping
love to do comedy for sure.
Yeah.
I just, me personally, I can't really. The reason I do horror is because if I'm going to focus on writing and producing my own stuff. I want to do something that I truly love that has no limits. Horror has no limits. You can do whatever you want with it, and the female can kick the demon's ass. Like anything is possible in horror.
Well, in horror, the female usually does kick the demon's ass. They're the ones that does it. That do it. They're the ones that do it. Hi, let me install Grammarly in my head, and we'll finish this interview. What the?
Oh my God, most words that come out of my mouth are like that. Yeah, but with comedy, it's you have a certain way of writing it. You got to set up the jokes and all that kind of stuff. And I don't think that way. I can perform that way, but I can't write that way.
Well, I think horror and comedy are the same coin with different sides, because they both have to elicit a response from the audience, and it's all about timing.
Totally. Absolutely.
And
yeah.
It's one makes you wet yourself with fear, the other with laughter, depending on the, but yeah. So, all right, everybody go to Indiegogo and look up Malvolia's body count and be sure to donate. And if you donate from here, be sure to tell her that you did, so I can get my kickback, which is thanks, Ron.
2 thumbs up.
Yes, 2 thumbs up. And also get your short film downloadable links to your short films to queenscreenproductions@gmail.com, and you might be featured on season 6 of Malvolia. You never know.
Ever know.
And she might do this a lot. But I don't know what that ever means, but I just it's like, okay. It's like, oh,
it's
look
like posing.
Look at voguing. Look at my pretty face. Look at my pretty face. But on socials, now here's where I get confused, and I'm gonna need your help, because you've got Queen Malvolia on Instagram and Twitter
and Facebook.
Yep. What are you on those?
Facebook, I'm at Jennifer Nangle, and then at Jennifer_Nangle for Twitter and Instagram.
But let's be honest. Just go on Twitter and Instagram. Don't bother her on Facebook. Let's be real honest.
Yeah. Most of the time I don't really see anybody's messages either, too, if it's requested.
Yeah, I know. Oh, if it's requested message, I'm like, we're friends and you still don't read my messages most of the time.
I'm terrible at reading messages, y'all. I'm so sorry.
That's why you got to have her phone number. And her phone number is 1-800 fuck you.
It's 867-5309.
That's right. Hey, there you go. Area code withheld upon request.
555.
Yes, exactly. Jen, thank you so much. You're more than welcome back anytime you got something that you want to promote or demote. If you want to just come on here and shit talk people for an hour, that works.
Trouble, too. I like it. Okay, yes. Thank you.
Trouble, make mine double. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.